Mikol Zayuvin Lamaski Lamaila, and with all of this you can understand for the intellectual person above, Gamkein, as well, Binyan Bechinas Hamidus Elyonos, with the supernal attributes above, the Atzilus of the world of Atzilus, Hagdul of Hagvura of Atiferes Chulu, the greatness and the strength and the Tiferes and so forth, that the Midos of Atzilus, Shiesh Ben Bechinas Ha'iskalus Kanal, that they have this concept of inclusion one with the other. Like it says, to you Hashem is the greatness and the strength and so forth, meaning to say it's miskalal, above to you. That so too it is with the attributes of Netzach and Hod, that are called the branches of kindness and strictness. They're included one with each one with their opposite, haminagdo, that's opposed to it, like Netzach on the right side to Gvura on the left side, and the Hod on the left side to kindness of Chesed on the right side. And that's why it says, to you Hashem is the greatness, the Gdula and so forth, and the Netzach and the Hod, because they're included together with it, the Gdula and the Gvura. And that's why it says, your right hand Hashem is resplendent in strength, your right hand Hashem breaks the enemy. So why does it double up on your right hand? It should have just said it once. It could have said, your right hand Hashem is resplendent in strength and breaks the enemy. But the concept is pleasantness in your right hand forever is Netzach. So we see there's a concept of the right hand Yamincha together with Netzach. Shanetzach shoshu b'yamin davka, that the Netzach is the Anaf, it's the rooted in the right side, specifically Kidu as is known. Shanetzach hu Anaf HaChesed, that Netzach is the branch of kindness. And comment on this, Ein me'inyan ni'im os b'yamin chanetzach b'medrash Rabbah Parsha Semor Parsha Lamed b'inyan Netilas Lulav. Look what it says in Medrash Rabbah Emor concerning taking the lulav v'shal yidei gam netzach Yisrael lo yishaker chulu. I guess I'd have to look in the Medrash, but perhaps because you take the lulav on your right hand. And that's also the concept of Netzach Yisrael will not lie and so forth. And perhaps also the concept of Anu Nitzuchaya. You see, the one who comes out of the court with the lulav in their hand, they're the victorious. So we see that, so it says, Nimos bimin chanetzach. So we were the victorious in Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur in the judgment because we hold the lulav. And that's the concept of your right hand, Hashem, is resplendent in strength, like we'll say. So there's a connection between the right hand and Netzach, and the connection between the right hand and Hod. So perhaps that's Tiratz Oyev, and we'll see. And that is to say, the idea of your right hand Hashem is resplendent in strength. But the way he says it here after the Hagah is that Nedari B'Koach is the left side, that the Koach is the Gvura L'Chora. So Yemincha is in the Koach, that's the right side in the left side. L'Achlala Smola B'Yamina, to include the left side within the right side. Ubir Hadav, an explanation of this matter, Hainu Kamo Ha'ohev, just like someone, a beloved, Shi'avod Me'ava, that serves someone with love, but at times the love does not shine so strongly in their heart, nonetheless they'll stand strong to awaken the love they know they have, and to overcome themselves, to do goodness and kindness, even if they don't have it in their heart so much. That's the concept of overcoming. On the right side, that they have a residue of the light of their love. So here he is explaining Ne'adari B'Koach as Netzach. That a person strengthens and overcomes themselves. And that's through arousal of feminine waters from the actions of below, that through our doing these actions, even if we don't feel anything below, this awakens the concept of Netzach above as well, at least. Like we say, to you Hashem is the so and so on and so forth, and the Netzach in the hood. And the Netzach. Like our sages said, and Netzach, this refers to Yerushalayim, or the building of Yerushalayim. And that's the bracha of Boni Yerushalayim. And the bracha of in Shemona Esrei corresponds with Netzach. But if you don't have any arousal from below at all, to awaken even this attribute of Netzach, nonetheless it says, your right hand Hashem breaks the enemy. So then the Netzach does still come. So the right side comes from Netzach. But if you don't have the Netzach, so it'll come from the left side. So the Skabrus should be small, from the awakening, the strengthening of the left side. That even if you don't have, even though there's no merit in the lower realms at all, for this, nonetheless, we'll still break the enemy with Netzach and stubbornness, like we explained before. That we said that Netzach unites with Gvura, just like Hud unites with Chesed. I'm not exactly sure what the two different kinds of Netzach are. One without Halas Mon, and one with Halas Mon, and one without Halas Mon. Both of them seeming to be Netzach. Min Chavaya, Ne'adari B'Koach is Netzach with Halas Mon, but only Netzach and not Chesed. And Min Chavaya, Tiratz Oyev is Netzach without Halas Mon Lakfin. Netzach that unites with Chesed is the first one, and Netzach that unites with Gvura is the second one. And a comment on this, and we can explain the meaning of your right hand is resplendent in strength. That your right hand, that refers to Netzach. Resplendent in strength, this that's included in Gvura. So that's like in the last time he had a Ga, he also proposed this, that Ne'adari B'Koach is the Gvura. So Yemincha is Netzach, Ne'adari B'Koach is Gvura together. Yemincha Tiratz Oyev, Yemincha Tiratz, and your right hand breaks the enemy. Yemincha Chesed. So your right hand here is actually Chesed in the second part of the pasuk. Tiratz Oyev, and it breaks the enemy. Through its be included together with Hod, Kavas on the left side, and Nikra Elokim Tzvos. It's called Elokim Tzvos which I guess Tzvos here is Hod, because Netzach Tzvos is Netzach and Hod. Elokim Tzvos is on the left side. And I guess Havai Tzvos might be on the right side. So it says in Shari Ora about this name, Hashem Hanikra Elokim Tzvos. So what's the concept of Elokim Tzvos? Husod Hamida Hamushech is Kol Mini Din Vigvura. It's the attribute that draws all types of judgment and strength. Mitzad small from the left side, Vishoevis min habina min hapachad, and it draws from bina and from the fear, which is the earlier Kabbalists' way of saying gvura. So bina and gvura, meaning to say that it's down in Hod and it's drawing from bina and gvura. And it fights the battles. Vashem tzvos milo matachulu, above and below. Ad kan l'shono. That's the end of his quote. So the Elokim Tzvos fights the battle for Havai Tzvos. It's the judgment for Havai Tzvos. So they're connected. Now just like you have this inclusion of Netzach and Hod with Chesed and Gvura Yesh Gamken Bechinas Haiskalalus B'midah Hashishis, you also have another concept of inclusion with a sixth midah, Vu Bechinas Yesod, which is the attribute of foundation of Yesod. V'zeu she'amar, and this is what it says at the end of that pasuk: Kichol b'shamayim v'aretz, that all in the heavens and the earth of Chayavai Gdula v'Gvura v'Tiferes v'Nitzach v'Hod, Kichol b'shamayim v'aretz, because all in heaven and the earth. V'targumu da'achid b'shamayim v'ara. And the Aramaic translation is that it's united in the heavens and the earth. That which unites, it's this concept of Yesod. Perush Kikol, that this concept of because all, or that all, Hu Bechinas Yesod, it's this attribute of Yesod, Shu Bechinas Tzadik, which is called this concept of Tzadik, of the flow, Hamekasher or Hashefa Min Hamashpia Lamakabel, which unites the light of flow from the giver to the receiver. That's why it's a concept of union of heaven and earth. And that's the explanation of that it's united in the heavens and the earth. That it connects, that it unites and ties together the concept of the giver. That's called the heavens. That's the concept of the divine as it encompasses all creation, together with the receiver, which is the concept of godliness within creation, which is called the earth. So the heavens and the earth are mamali and sovev, and like it says that the earth is my footstool, as is known in the first mimer of, he doesn't mention it, but in the first mimer in Torah Or talks about it. Hashmayim Kisi. Vayin Mashikos Mizeh b'Torah Or Parshas Tetzaveh b'Dibur HaMaschil v'Ata Tetzaves b'nei Yisrael u'Mashikos b'Dibur HaMaschil Inei Cholei Lachei Yisabeiru u'Mashikos b'Siddur Al Pasuk Nishmas Kol Chai Tevarechul. I'm not sure the connection in those mimer. You can look inside there. Vainu lihios. So because Vata Tetzav is a concept of Tzave is a language of connection. So it's talking about Yesod. Eni chol elecha yisaberu is also eni chol. The word chol again hints to Yesod. And yisaberu to satiate, meaning the flow from Yesod. And so to nishmas kol chai, that's the concept of Kol Chai is the concept of Yesod Chai Almin. Tevarich, to bless and give flow. and that is Liyos Kiat Tzadik Osetov B'Torah Mitzvos, because the righteous person, the Tzadik, which is Yisod, that does good in Torah Mitzvos, they unite and draw down the infinite light from Soviv to Memale, from the encompassing to the filling of godliness beyond and within creation, that is the encompassing lights, the supernal encompassing lights, that these makifim cannot be confined in a vessel, that they should still come down and shine below in each and every mitzvah that you do. That's what the tzaddik does by doing the mitzvahs. He draws down in the soviv into the mamale, the makif, down below into the pnimi. Amru tzaddik hitov. That's why it says, say to the tzaddik that he is good. The word tov, the concept of tov, is also the concept of yisod. Just like tzaddik, that this glimmer and flowing from soviv to mamale through his hands, the hands of the tzaddik, is called good. That this word good is like the idea of, it's the nature of the good to do good to others, that the word tov implies flow to others. So to this attribute of Yisod Shu Mamshich Hashpa Nikra Tov Chulu, that draws down the flow, is called good. Like it says in another place, and Yisod receives from the Netzach and Hod, Netzach v'Hod Harehem Anikraim Klei Hashpa, that these two midos of Netzach v'Hod are the vessels for the flow, and they are the two kidneys that advise how to do it. And just like the thighs of a person that take a person where they want to go, they are the vessels for your flow, for where you want to affect. So you go there first, so your legs take you there. That they are outside your body. They're part of the flow outwards if your body itself ends at tiferes. That's so your legs are, so to speak, outside your body because they're part and parcel and the vessels for the flow. Like it says in Zohar, and the crux of the matter, like we said, is that tzaddik has the inclusion of netzach v'hod in it. That at times the flow is like this, and the times it flows like this. And a comment on this from the Tzemach Tzedek. In the Geras HaKodesh, it talks about the different midos within the nefesh, the different spheros within the nefesh and l'mayla. So it says in Shari order about this. So we learn from this that all the blessings and the good come to this attribute of kel chai, shu yisod, which is yisod, through havaya lukim tzvos, which is going to be the chesed and gvura, or the tiferes and gvura, of tzvos, which are netzach and hod, shem netzach v'hod, havaya tzvos and lukim tzvos, or netzach and hod, respectively. That's why this attribute of kel chai v'yisod includes within it, have you this hiskalolus of everything, chesed v'rachmim chulu ad ganashono, of kindness and judgment and mercy. That's the end of his quote. So we see we have a hiskalolus in Yesod of the midos above of Netzach Honor as well, which is his point here. Vayin sham od al pasuk ushichakim yizlu tzedek chulu, and look what it says on the verse, and the heavens will drip righteousness. So shechakim are Netzach and Hod, and Yizlut Tzedek is that they give flow to Tzedek, which is going to be Yesod, which brings it downwards. Bepardis shar hanitzinoros of Perek Beis binyan hatzinoros hanimshachim Netzach v'Hod el Yesod, and in Pardes, the gate of the conduits, about the conduits that are drawn from Netzach Hod into Yesod, which is the concept of these Kalulus Hamidos. Find Mashakos Minyan Hatzinoros al Pasuk al Pihagal Bir Hazor Parshas Vayishlach. Look about this concept of conduits in the explanation in Chassidus and the Zohar Parshas Vayishlach Tav Kufayin al Pasuk Ki Sharim Darchei Avaya, that it says straightforward are the ways of Hashem, the paths of Hashem. Meaning the Darchei Avaya are the Tzinoros. Shekulam Shoshim Emukuram Tzinor Agadol, that all these Tzinoros are rooted in the great conduit Hakav Vechut, which is the line and the cord Hamir B'Chachma Chulu, that shines into Chachma, that was Niskal after the Tzimtzum, the Kav Chulu. Ein Sham Ad Kanaga, look over there. It's the end of that Haga. V'nimsa yeshis kalalus b'chol hashish amidus al yonos the chagas v'nehichulu. So it's found then that you have this inclusion of all the 6 attributes of Chesed Gvur Tiferes Netzach Hod Yesod. V'zeh shekasuv, and that's the meaning of L'cha v'ayagdul v'agvur chulu, that to you Hashem is the greatness and the strength. Ad ki yichol b'shamayim v'aretz, until all is all in the heavens and the earth, Shu b'chinas Yesod, which is Yesod, which includes them all as well. B'chol zeh mevuar shoresh in Yud Beis Tzrufei Havaya shenekra Yud Beis Gvulei Alochson. And with all this is clarified the root of the concept of the 12 combinations of the letters of Hashem's name, which are called the 12 boundaries of diagonals, Shem Yud Beis Minei Hiskalolus, which are 12 types of inclusion, Sheyesh B'Shisha Midos Chesed V'Gvura Chulu, that are within the 6 attributes of kindness and strictness and so forth. The Yud Beis Gvulei Alochson Halalu, and the 12 boundaries of diagonals, Heina B'chinas Yud Beis Sirufim D'Shem Havaya, they are the 12 combinations of letters of Hashem's name. Sheb'chol Chodesh, in each month, Yud Beis HaChodashim, in each one of the 12 months, Mekabeles Knesset Yisrael Me'B'chinas Tziruf Chadash. So the souls of Israel receive from another combination, like we said, that we receive from the Shvatim, even if we can't get from the Avos. Kumopam B'Tziruf Shel Hod Shemiskala B'Chesed, like for example, one time from the connection of Hod together, that's included together with Chesed, and sometimes from the union of Netzach that's united with Gvura. So too with all 12 types of inclusion, and with each combination, Hariyesh or Chadash, there is a new light. Al derech dugma, for example, when you draw down love through the Hod, which is on the left side, you draw down love. That draws down a new combination of the letters of Hashem's name. So when you draw down fear from Netzach, Netzach is on the right side. So the name of Hashem, the combination is in a different way. That each type of attribute here has a name of Havaya, a combination of the letters, and the inclusion of the 6 different sides into 12 different combinations. So automatically you have 12 combinations. And these are the 4 letters of Hashem's name in general that include them all. And this is what our sages said, that Yisrael counts the months of the year to the moon, that just like the moon does not have anything of its own, but it receives from the light of the sun, and each new month, each Rosh Chodesh, it receives a new light. So too the souls of Israel receive from these 12 combinations, Mishem Havaya, Hashem's name, B'chol Rosh Chodesh, each new month. Tziruf Chadash Kanal, a new combination. V'inyan Halamed Yom Shel HaChodesh, and the concept of the 30 days of the month, is the spreading out of that one particular new combination. It spreads out into 30. But the main new thing comes on Rosh Chodesh. That's why it's called the head. It includes everything, all the days that come after. Allegorically, just like the brain in the head, that includes all the limbs in it, and is drawn from it life force to all of the limbs. So too the head of the month includes in it all the 30 days as one. And from it are spread out all the 30 days. And that's why the Korban is on Rosh Chodesh specifically. Haga, in a comment, concerning these 30 days, we can awaken in the book of light, Sharhei, Sefer Or, maybe from Rashi. No, not sure which Sefer Or. Oh, it's one of the earlier Kabbalistic works. There where it says that tying together all of the different chariots being in Vayhi b'shloshim shana, it wasn't 30 years. By Yechezkel shem shloshim kinuim. What does it mean 30 years that Yechezkel says? There are 30 different ways to call Hashem. Hanimshachim mishlosh shemus, that come from the 3 names, Kel Elokim Havaya, Shem Chesed and Verachamim, which are kindness and strictness and mercy. So you eat 10 for each. So that's 10 different. So it's 30 different ways of 30 different kinuim, of ways to call Hashem. So v'nikra shana lashon shinoi, and the 30 are called years because there's different changes. Each one is different. Each one of these combinations. Shemehem nimshachim hashinuim be'olam, because from them comes all the differences in the world. So it's a concept of 30, because all the different 30 combinations come through these names of Hashem. V'aymize gamkin b'sefer avodas hakodesh shar daled perek yutes. This is an unusual concept. The concept of the 30 Merkavos. And so too, in another place where it explains how kingship is acquired in 30 ways, in 30 levels. Shem Gimel Bechinos Nihi. So Malchus is after Netzach Chod Yesod. So it goes up, the Milos, the steps it goes up are 30, which is the concept of Netzach Chod Yesod. Kol Echad Kolol Me'asar, each one includes 10. V'im Gamkin Lamed Kelim Dezun and these are also the 30 vessels of Zan Nutva, which shine into Bria Yitzira Siyas, Esra Pnimim Bibria, the 10 inner vessels in Bria, Ve'esra Tichonim B'Yitzira, Ve'esra Chitzonim B'Asiya, and 10 middle ones shine into Yitzira, and the 10 external ones into Asiya. So that's again 30. Lamed Kelim. B'chol Chodeshish Daled Shabbosos, in each month you have 4 Shabbases. Yesh Lomar. What does this mean? That the vessels are divided into 3 concepts. Pnimi, Tichon, Chitzon. Each vessel also is divided into 3 concepts: the inner, the middle, and the external. V'ha'oros hem daled, and bechinos kenegedal ra'osios. And also you have 4 lights corresponding with the 4 letters, Shem Havaya of Hashem's name. Shehem Naran, which are the Nefesh Ruach Neshama that shine into the vessels, right? So we know, like in Igeres HaKodesh Perek Kaf, he talks about this, the Lamed Kelim, that the fruit of the esrog comes from the Lamed Kelim itself, that you're holding onto the, so to speak, the vessel that comes from the Kli of Malchus of Atzilus, and the Nefesh Ruach Neshama shine into the Kelim. B'chinas Neshama leNeshama, you have Naran and the concept of the Neshama to the Neshama, which are Chai Yechida, or just included as one level. You have Nefesh Ruach Neshama and the 4th level Neshama leNeshama. So the 4 letters of Hashem's name are the Chayos and the Osios, which are Naran, and Neshama leNeshama, which are 4 concepts. Alkein Efshar Lomar Daled Shabbosos Shebechol Chodesh, and so we can say then that the 4 Shabbases in each month, Hem Daled Oros Hami'idim Toch Gimel Kelim, are 4 lights that shine into these 4 vessels, into these 3 vessels, Hanal, that we mentioned before. So that's why you have in the 30, which are the 3 Kelim, you have 4 Shabbosos, which are the lights that shine into them. Shem Shloshim Kanal Shahari B'chol Rosh Chodesh, that each Rosh Chodesh Mekabelas Knesset Yisrael received Tziruf Chadash Mishem Havaya, a new combination of the letters of Hashem's name, of Shem Havaya. So the lights of that particular combination of Hashem's name are the 4 letters of the 4 Shabbosos of the month. Ad Kanaga. That's the end of that comment. Kitzer. So we explained in short, Yevar in Yenamidos Chet Netzach Vehod. We explained the attributes of Netzach and Hod. Vayin Mashakazu B'dibur Maschil B'sumi B'Poria. Look what it says about getting drunk on Poria. Mashakazu B'Inyan B'Gefen Shlosha Sarigim. The Poria is Netzach and Hod. Purim is the concept of Netzach and Hod. And the Shlosha Sarigim of the Gefen are Chagas, or Netzach V'Hod. Yisod. Vinyan Yiskalolus Netzach im Gvura V'Ayira im Hod im Achesed V'Ha'avar. We explain the concept of inclusion of Netzach with Gvura and Yira with Hod, together with kindness and love. V'Uzeu Inyan Beis Pamim Yimin Chavaya. Right, so we explain Netzach im Gvura V'Ayira V'Ha'hod im Achesed V'Ha'avar. V'Uzeu Inyan Beis Pamim Yimin Chavaya, and that's 2 times in the pasuk, your right hand Hashem. Yadari B'Koach and Tiratz Oyev. V'chein b'Yesod b'Inyan Beis Sinoras min Netzach V'Hod. So too, in Yesod shines the 2 conduits of Netzach V'Hod. The Hiskalus of Yesod with Netzach and Hod. V'Zeu Inyan Yud Beis Gvulei Allah. So that's the concept of the 12 boundaries of diagonal. V'Inyan Yud Beis Roshei Chodashim, and the concept of the 12 months. U'B'Hagad Nizkar Inyan Shloshim Yom. And in the Hagar we mentioned the 30 days, Shebechodesh V'Dalet Shabbosos, and the 4 Shabbosos Ad Kanaga. This is the end of the Hagar in the Kitzur.